So A. Phillip Randolph was the first organizer of the first almost March on Washington. So before we even get into that, let's go ahead and get a little bit of background on A. Phillip Randolph.
The father of the March on Washington movement, A. Phillip Randolph, was born on April 15th, 1889, in Crescent City, Florida. He was raised in a home that instilled in him the values that would shape his legacy. His father, a Methodist minister named James Randolph, and his wife, Elizabeth, were ardent advocates for human rights, especially equal rights for Black Americans. In 1891, the family moved to Jacksonville, Florida, where Randolph would eventually attend the Cookman Institute. Cookman, now known as Bethune-Cookman, was founded in 1872 and was one of the first colleges for Black American students. Early in his life, Randolph worked odd jobs and even tried his hand at acting, taking particular interest in the works of Shakespeare. But Randolph was also becoming increasingly upset by the way he saw Black workers being treated in their various jobs. He thought they weren't getting the pay, the safety, or the respect that they deserved. And generally, if workers weren't being treated in a way that they thought was fair, they could bring it up to their labor union. These organizations, created to negotiate better working hours, conditions, and wages for skilled and unskilled laborers, grew rapidly after the Civil War. But not many of these unions were in the business of integrating Black workers into their ranks. Some unions said they were going to integrate, but it didn't really work out that way. For example, the Knights of Labor vowed to admit workers of all races, but they still allowed segregated assemblies. And the American Federation of Labor originally had a policy of non-discrimination, but found it difficult to sustain.
So here we go again. We saw that word over and over and over and over again yesterday. Segregation, segregation, segregation. We want you to be part of something of our organization. This is an organization, the labor union, with segregation. We don't want you to be with the same meetings with as us. Just like we talked about yesterday. Sure, we want you to fight in the war. We just don't want to deal with you while we're doing nothing else. We're not going to have the same barracks. We're not going to share the same room. We're not going to share nothing. So there's that word again, segregation. You're going to hear this for a while of segregation. What you're not going to hear is whatever, Tracy, whatever that guy said yesterday that I was reading about.
Oh boy. Don't never bring that guy up. Don't you never, ever, never bring that
Oh, that guy was.
babbling, nonsensical person up to me ever again. Institution. Like, you don't even know what you're saying, making up words.
This is good. I know the name, but didn't know why. You got anything, Theus, before I move on?
I mean, not so much. But this is one thing I would say. So I don't know. I've said it in the past, but like I'm not a big fan of everybody with this whole union thing. There's a lot of value to unions, but as Black people, y'all gotta be careful what the hell you attach yourself to. Learn the history, learn how this stuff actually works. That's why I remember when I went like completely off the rails talking about swinging from what's his name, Bernie's nuts. You know what I'm saying? Is because people buy onto these ideas and they just jump on wholesale, but they don't look at what it actually means for them. Like we're so busy. I mean, we go harder for our allies than our allies ever go for us. Okay, with some exceptions, right? Because you had the abolitionist movement and you had a few people who worked alongside us during the civil rights movement, which was basically the descendants of the abolitionists. Okay, so we're still dealing with the same subset of people as just their children and grandchildren that are moving along on the line. But I'm like, for me, all that says to me is about allyship, because Black folks are first ones talking about join the union, and I'm like, hey, join the union. It's gonna give you better rights than trying to do it by yourself. But understand that the union still don't give a damn about you. And they're going to use you just like everything else gets used. You're going to use your body to swell the numbers. But when it's time to stand up for your rights and your needs, you're going to find yourself pretty alone when it really, really matters. That's what I got out of that. But
so we're going to move on to Randolph achievement. There was another situation in the middle of it. I just want to see if anybody catches it.
pardon me.
Doggone it. What's up, cuzzo? Dang on it. Facebook.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, though.
It's your cousin. Hello.
Yeah, it's your cousin. It's probably another one of those family members that you don't know by
Clyburn. One of them
different name
Clyburns.
or something.
Could be
Yeah.
Jim.
It's Chico, so shut up. It's Chico. What's up, babe? What's
It might
going
be
on?
Jane. Hey, Jane.
What's up,
Jim
Chico?
Clyburn. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Chico, for
okay.
tuning
Hey,
in.
Chico.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Chico, when are you going to do your show again, though? You just like